pegboard phone holder, pipe adapter, panoramic head for the GoPro camera, small vise, C-clamp, camera stand. And which one is my favorite 3D printed functional part? Well, exactly this question I asked from other 3D printing YouTubers. Let's see their answers. Hello, my name is Igor, and between my viewers and my students, I always try to promote printing of functional parts too, not only figures. And approximately a month ago, I contacted other 3D printing YouTubers and I asked them to create a short video to present their favorite functional part. And I contacted almost 100 content creators, but I got a reply only from 15%. And what was surprising that some of them asked for the payment in exchange. This was a little bit surprising to me, but as a joke I wrote back that no, I'm doing this for free, they don't have to pay me anything. I'm a developer on my channel. And what was interesting that those channels are not much bigger than mine. So anyway, who is in this video, he did this for free, so thank you guys for your cooperation. You can count on my help in the future. I was thinking a lot in what order to present the list, but it will be an ABC order, but ladies first, of course. I contacted almost 10 ladies, but only from one I got a reply. I must lost my charm 20 years ago. Anyway, there will be a second part of this video by community, but more about that at the end of the video.
Hello from Tada 3D Printing. One of my favorite functional designs to 3D print are these planters by Sassy Designs. She has many different really pretty geometric styles. They're really easy to print and fairly fast as well. She has planters as well as vases that are great for gifts, and they're really easy to scale any size you need, from large all the way down to I love making miniatures, so they're really easy to print small as well. Thanks for watching.
Hi, I'm Matthew with DesignPrototypeTest, and over the years I've made a lot of functional prints, like this whirligig here. The mounting arms for the rear view mirrors on my motorhome project. These wall-mounted studio lights. But this is the project I'm most proud of. It's a folding toy.
Sorry Matthew, I have to interrupt you here. Even if it is a toy, it's a little bit sensitive content for the YouTube. The project is very interesting, so you can go to the DesignPrototypeTest channel and search for this video. Now let's continue.
Hey guys, my name is Rich and I run the YouTube channel FunctionalPrintFriday, and I've got a couple of my favorite functional prints right here on my workbench. This first one is a wrench rack for the popular Klein T-handle wrenches, and I live here in the US, so I've got to tolerate having metric and imperial. There is a hole for each wrench size with a funnel leading into it, so they're easy to get back in. And I printed this in multicolor, so each of the markings is white. You can easily see which hole your wrench goes back into. This is all 3D printed with the exception of the handle. I made these parts on my lathe, but you could easily use a long bolt or 3D print a handle for this, and this has wrench storage around the back as well. These next two are tools for the Bamboo Lab refillable filament spools. This is the spool buddy. It locks onto one half of an empty bamboo spool and makes sliding the cardboard refill on a lot easier if they're tight, like a lot of the ones I've gotten recently. And if you happen to have an injured wrist like I do, or just need a little help unlocking the refillable spools, the spool wrench will make that a lot easier. It's got 4 dowel pins pressed in and just locks onto the spool and makes loosening it way easier. And these are just a couple of my recent favorites. I've got so many others, like this replacement knob for my dryer, these self-aligning magnetic couplers for dust collection, this dual cup holder for my Toyota Land Cruiser, and this chute rotator for the snowblower on my tractor. And thanks Igor for this opportunity to share some of my favorite functional prints with your audience.
It's cold today. Hi everybody. I wanted this printer rack on wheels. So I printed a bracket. It was printed in PETG, because if it was in PLA, one day it would may fail catastrophically. And I printed with a bunch of filament. Better safe than sorry, right? The only wheel that I found with a metal bracket that I could screw directly was so unbelievably expensive, and that's why I think 3D printing is amazing. You can actually make your own part, and very often it's cheaper. This is one of my favorite functional parts on my studio.
Hi Igor, thanks for the invitation. Every night I catch up on YouTube while walking 5 miles on this budget treadmill, which I hacked to adjust speed by heart rate. It didn't even have a proper bottle holder, so I designed and 3D printed this adapter from PETG and PPE to hold anything from a bottle to a thermos cup. Functional upgrades like these are why I love 3D printing so much. Maybe I'll do a full video on this project over on my channel.
HoffmanTactical here. This is an IP camera mount and junction box I designed for outdoor use. I chose to use PETG to print this box because it's waterproof, UV resistant, and holds up well outdoors. The pour strength and impact resistance of PETG were not a concern here because this part will not be subject to high stress in its final application. The easy printability of PETG without warping was also a big benefit.
Hey, my name is Jan from JanTecEngineering, and my favorite 3D printed functional part is this Arca Swiss clamp. It's printed from PETG and holds my camera, lights and accessories very stable, while also allowing me to swap them quickly and easily.
Hey, it's Daniel from ModBot, and currently my favorite functional prints are all of my organizational ones. 3D printing is fantastic at tailoring things to your specific needs, so between having very precise placement of all of the tools I regularly use to organizing my hardware using something like the Gridfinity system, it is a fantastic and one of my favorite use cases of 3D printing.
I also want to beat this video. On my workplace we have a lot of memory filtration machines, and this old one don't have spare parts anymore. And one of these two plastic parts which connects the module broke. I reprinted this one from the PETG, and it wasn't easy at the beginning because it must withstand 3 bars water pressure, and at the beginning water find out its way out next to the seams. With this one I even tried the random seams, but what solved the problem was increasing the flow by 3%. And it is almost perfect now. Now I have another problem because last time I used different printer and I used the texture PI sheet. And now this surface don't align perfectly on that ceiling O-ring. So I have to reprint these settings one more time with the smooth sheet and it will be fine.
Hey Igor, it's Mike with NeedItMakeIt, and my favorite functional prints are prints where I can take something that's broken and fix it back up. I'll print everything in plastic first, make sure that it's exactly what I want, and then I can go ahead and get it metal 3D printed, either in aluminum or in stainless steel, for example. And probably my favorite so far is this bracket, which does the signaling and also the high beam activation for a 78 Corvette. I prototyped this at home and then had it metal 3D printed, both in stainless steel and aluminum as well. So this process probably is my favorite, prototyping these at home, making sure that they work properly, and then finally placing the order to get it 3D printed professionally from metal. Thanks Igor, and good luck with the video.
Hello everyone, this is Robert from RobertCowanDIY, and my all-time favorite functional 3D print is my modular filament drawer system. The main frames are printed out of ASA, and then I just use the drawer slides themselves and PVC for the rest of the structure. And as you can see, they can be stacked and connected together to form a large modular filament storage system. I've had these things for about a year now, and I absolutely love the ability to organize all my different filaments into types and colors, and is a fantastic project that is fully modular. By selecting different sizes of the drawer slides in PVC, you can change the depth, and then you can just stack them and fit them into your storage, and it is absolutely wonderful. All of the design files can be found on Printables or MakerWorld. Just look for modular filament drawers.
Hi guys, my name is Rui from ruiraptor channel. We love designing things, and we have done a lot of things so far. But the one we love the most is this big gamepad. It's equipped with a huge 11-inch display, a couple of joysticks, and buttons. It was printed with PLA filament on our Bamboo Lab printer. We designed and printed all the parts to fit the display, Raspberry Pi, and speakers. And this is the result.
G'day, this is Michael from TeachingTech, and I'm afraid I can't show you my favourite functional print right now.
To see it, we have to come out here.
This is my custom 3D printed animal pellet feeder, designed in Onshape and printed in PLA on a CR10 Max. And controlling it, we have some custom electronics with a Wi-Fi connected Arduino module. This has been working well for almost 2 years now, with 4 meals a day delivered automatically on a timer. I just wish that in that time, the goats might have developed some manners. But unfortunately that is something I can't 3D print.
Hey guys, Jonathan from thenextlayer, and my favorite functional print has got to be these parametric rugged boxes. I use them for everything. I usually print them out of PETG, even though PETG is my arch nemesis. I've got one here for my memory cards, so I take them back and forth safely to my studio. I have them even for Gridfinity. I have a Makita one here that I've customized to hold Gridfinity. And I even have them for different electronic devices like 3D scanners or my Stream Deck. I use these all the time, and I always print them whenever I need to protect something and I want a perfectly customized case.
This was really interesting. Thank you very much again for your help. And have you noticed how the PETG as a material dominates here? Now, I already mentioned that I'm planning a second part of this video, but this time from community. So if you have a 3D printer and you have some interesting functional part, please create a half-minute video approximately. Here you can see the requirements for the video. It can be full HD, no need for 4K video, and send it to me, and I want to present it in one video. And probably this time it will be in arriving order, not in the ABC order. And I hope you will follow me to that video too. Thank you for watching and happy printing!